Good evening, Mr. Rafael. How you doing?
I'm good, Mr. Fernando. Good evening to you too, and happy to see you and to have you here. What's up?
Here I have some quick questions to you because I'm very curious about something that you think about some different topics about money, your life, the thing that you think every single day about your living, your experience. I'm very curious, sir. I'm gonna stretch forward to you, right to you, with the first question.
Okay.
What are the things you need to have ready to live in US, sir?
Okay. Well, great question. Thinking about that action, I think that is basically my opinion in that aspect. That in order for you to live in the U.S., first you need to think about the language because a lot of people are there living without knowing the language, and it's like very difficult for them to get through. And the other aspect that I think that is very important in about like living in the U.S. is being able to work. Being able to make money, or you say good money. So those two things together, once you got the language and you are able to work, they will help you a lot in order like to be a lot, like in the middle section, not you could say in the bottom section, and to help everything that you might need for you.
Great, great, great vantage point about know the language where you are living, where you are planning to live. That's great. Excellent. How different things are now than were before 10 years ago, sir?
Wow. Well, thinking about those things, it's like whenever we are like living and doing things, like we don't think about things changing. Now, in my case, I could talk about the experience of the cell phones. Before, we could say like years ago, um, we didn't have the cell phones, and then after they came out, there were like some inventions that they made into them, even like you were able to watch TVs and stuff. And thinking about what we're doing now, what we're doing now, years ago, I don't know if it was exactly like 10 years ago, maybe a little more, that was impossible. It was impossible for you to be able to talk to somebody, watch the person at the same time when you were having like that conversation. And we are doing it now. So this, what we're doing now, the way that we're communicating, it's something that was part of the changes that we have had within the last years.
Great. Yes. Interestingly, we are using cell phones for all of those things,
For everything.
but not as a telephone. Not as a telephone.
That's
Great.
the least we
Excellent.
do now. I think the least that we do is use it as a telephone.
Yes, yes, yes. I got other questions, sir, about what are the positive and negative things of living in a city?
Oh, well, for me, that's me personally. I think that in order to answer that question, um, it would be good, or it would be a lot better for somebody that has lived in the two places. When you live in a city, for example, like a city like New York, what is like very positive about living in those kind of cities, it's that everything is close. It's like you think about like the supermarket, you think about the movies, even school, universities, and things like that. Anywhere that you would like to go or that you need to go, it's right there for you. And not only that, I mean, there are some places or some great cities that everything is open like 24 hours, and that is something very positive. Let's say you are working and you get hungry, and after that you want to go out at any time, you could go out. Now, talking about the negative things, for me personally, I think that one of the negative things of living in the city is that you are always like surrounded by people. It's like sometimes you might want to take like that time alone when you are not like in front of everybody. And when it comes to that, that'll be like in a countryside that we're able to do that, but not directly in a city. All right, that's what I have so far according to that. The microphone, Fernando.
Yes, interesting. All of us have to stay alone in some cases, and maybe in the city, it's just disturbing, disgusting. We are saturated, and that's it. That's true.
Yep.
Okay, and what would be the changes that you should make to your home to make your home perfect, the perfect place?
Wow. Well, coming up with that question, I think that as we go through life, it's like every stage of our life, we want to have like different things. Now, if you ask me the same question, or if you had asked me the same question like when I was young, maybe I would have said like having a basketball court on the back because I was like into that, or maybe having some weightlifting to be able to do like inside the house. But now, when it comes to my age, I'll think that the first thing that we need to have into consideration, is the money in order to make that home perfect for us. And after we have the money, let's say if we are able to have that money in order to do whatever we want, the next things will be like we have some houses that you could control like everything with the artifacts, like with the cell phones and stuff, like the refrigerator. Not only that, like having the electricity or the lights coming off within on a specific time. That'll be part of the things that I'll be able to do in my perfect house. And nevertheless, we could say even being able to work from my house. I wouldn't mind like to have like an office in that aspect, and maybe some other things that they might come to my mind a little later. But for now, those would be like the most important things that I would say. First, the money, and then getting comfortable with all the things that I might need at that moment.
Great, excellent, excellent. Also, I remind me. I was thinking about Bill Gates. I was intelligent houses that you say open the door. The doors were open. Alexa, bring me coffee, or just close that,
Every
and it
everything
has
you need.
sensors and intelligent stuff devices that they close and open just digital with your voice.
Yep.
It's amazing. But the first thing is money to get into that.
That's what I say. If we have the money in order to get to that point, hey, a lot of things will. I will change a lot of things in this house. Go ahead, Fernando.
Talking about money, sir, what will you do with your money in a finance aspect,
Oh.
financially? What do you manage it?
Well, I would like to say in that aspect that sometimes we learn from mistakes. All right, I had a job, we say back in the days when I was like 24 or 26. And in that job, what they used to do is that they used to stop or not pay us on Friday until we finish all the orders from that day. And I remember that I was mad because we get to do the things that or arrange things according to the time that you have. So sometimes I needed to go out. If, let's say I wanted to go to the movies with my wife or something, and I could not go within the time that we had set already because of that job. So that made me come up with like an idea, and the idea was for me to save some money in order not to need that money whenever it came to that Friday. So after I had, we could say like 75% of the money saved. On the other hand, what I did is that I stopped staying there more than the time that I needed to stay. And even though they called me a little later and asked me, but after that, doing that in most of the other jobs that I have had helped me in the financial way. Why? Because it's not that I'm making more money than everybody else. No, it's that the money that I'm supposed to get, we could say, in this payment is not exactly the money that I need in order to pay for my expenses. And when that happens, then you are always flexible. So I have some money saved. Within that money that I save, what I do is that I pay the things, and then whenever the money gets back, I'll get to put the money where it belongs. And I think that that will be one of the things that is helping a lot in a financial way. Because the rest of the people, what they do is that they are waiting for the money that they will get paid in order for them to pay everything. And when you are doing it and they don't pay you the day that they're supposed to pay you, you you do it bad.
Yes, 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 yes. That's great. It's like a kind of budget that you are planning in advance in order to just, if there is any inconvenience, you can just have your money and get the things done without
Exactly.
just waiting and without being surprised in a bad mood, of course. That's
Yeah.
great. Being in a budget and planning in advance. Excellent, sir.
It helps a
And
lot.
why, yes, why do people still in your country, sir?
All right. I'm sorry, repeat it again, please.
Okay, sorry. Why do people steal in your country, sir? What is
Oh,
the reason?
what a question. Wow, wow, wow. Well, when it comes to that, we could always have like an idea. I would say that generally, like we don't know exactly, but we have some thoughts about those things. All right, we think that it might be because of the payment that they get, because most of the jobs, especially in my country, that is the Dominican Republic, they don't really pay that much. Um, other people that have written about those things, they have said that it's because of the need. And I remember that I had somebody that told me about something that happened, especially within the coronavirus. They had somebody that he went to a pharmacy and he stole, or he went even with a gun so he could take some medication. And usually that happened especially to that person because that person was not working, he didn't have money, and he had some people that were sick in his house. And in his case, the reason why he was robbing is because he had a need that he could not solve, we could say, at that point. And it's not that I am with that, but we understand basically what happened in those scenarios. The rest, I think that they are just used to having things in an easy way. You know, they don't want to work and they want to get whoever's working, and they want to take things from them because they want to take. That's basically my opinion on their that question.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Unfortunately, it's a reality. We work a lot, some cases specialized work, and it doesn't get paid as fair as we must do.
Yep.
And the problem comes, yep, unfortunately. And I'm going to be in other aspect about what are the new things that has been discovered about coronavirus.
Oh, the new
That,
things. Well, when it comes to the coronavirus, I'm even laughing, because it is funny. When they started with it, they had said a lot of different things. Sometimes you get somebody in the news and they'll talk about how contagious we could say the coronavirus was. And then the way that it used to be at the beginning, they said that only like the young people were the ones that were able to be saved in that aspect, that it wouldn't be that bad for them. And that the one that would be contagious would be like the old people. When it comes to like those inventions or the things that I believe, that is me, according to the things that I have seen and read, I think that what they have discovered is that it's contagious. That is basically what I have on that aspect. The rest, I put basically like a check mark on that because there has been a lot of people talking on one side, but then you have some others talking on the other side, the contrary things of what they said. When it comes like dealing with the mask, we don't know yet if that would be good because when you are outside and you have your mask and when you study like a little bit about the contagious thing, just because of you being on the same place, you are going to get whatever the other person has, even if you are not breathing through that, because your skin is the one that will be able to make the contact. And in that part, that's why I said that the only thing that I think that is me that they have discovered about that is that it's contagious. The rest is like we're still checking in order to see what they could prove about it. Oh my God.
Interesting. This is like more publicity, a terror movie than anything else. I think that unfortunately, and now is Omicron is the other terror movie.
Yeah,
I
but
think so. Yeah.
some crazy things. I mean, or some crazy thoughts are coming because of that. I mean, I don't. Well, we ask we ask God to help us out.
Yes. Interesting. Okay, and how different are people live now with the cameras that they were using to protect their lives, sir?
Oh, okay. Well, when we talk about the cameras, we're basically talking in that aspect from the new inventions that we basically have. And I think, talking directly about the cameras inside that aspect, that things now are very different than how they were, we would say 10, maybe 20 years ago. In the fact of the cameras, because before, let's say something could not happen, and talking or going a little back on the thieves, and people that are stealing, before we had those cameras, we weren't able to know or to get whoever was doing it. And now, just because of having that new invention that is the camera, you are able to have a checkup around your house 24/7. And there are people that they are even recording like those videos, and you're able to get back on it. And whatever happens, and you're able to see not just what happened, but you're able to see even who was the person that was able to do that. And with how things are going down, especially like with the cameras, a lot of thieves, they are, whenever they see it, they even stop them or give them another intention of not going there because they know that they could be caught. And that's what I could say about those cameras. A lot better, and avoiding a lot of things.
Yes, I think that is a control instrument because a lot of people may have done things because they thought that none of them would be checking it, would be recording,
Mm-hmm.
and surprisingly, everybody have a camera on his hand, and it's the
Yes.
possibility to be recorded, to being before a judge, and being judicialized,
Yep.
being denied,
I would say that
and
that
that's
would be like part of the negative section about the cameras. Why negative? Because you could be recorded without knowing, and according to some laws, you are supposed to give permission to the other person, and we are not following that part. But we'll try the best we can in that aspect. I think it's better to have it than not to have it, because if something happens, then you are able to check up who did it. That's me.
great. Okay, I have other questions, sir. How do you think that people in the past used to know about catastrophic events before they happen?
Wow.
Something that we know before it happened, we think that would
Okay.
happen tomorrow.
Well, in that part, I mean, in the scientific part, they have not had anything yet in order to prove if it was true or not. But there's always people talking and saying the thoughts that they have, or maybe things that they have seen. And me personally, well, I think that there's something that science cannot explain yet, that we have inside of us that will give you the advice. Because not only knowing about the catastrophic events with those people in the past, but if we connect that like to some twins brothers, you'll be able to know that they are able to know whenever something bad is happening to the other person without having any anything else in that aspect or any artifact. They know it because it's like part of their being. And I'm thinking that when it comes to that, we have we could say like a spirit inside of us that has the ability to know. But that is that is me according to the things that I have read, and we have seen a lot of things in the past. Sometimes some of them they talked and they said that they might have had like a connection directly with the gods that they were that they believed within those times. Some other people have said that they had like a gift in order to be able to see things before they happen. And even now, you have a lot of people that they talk about it, uh, um, and they talk about even events that after they talk about it, they happen. And we don't really know exactly, even though we might have had like an opinion about those things. And so far, it's not like clear, but I think that there is something extra there that we cannot really explain, but that will give us the knowledge in order to see those things before they happen. Not only those catastrophic events, a lot of things. But that is me.
Yes, interesting. It reminds me a book that I've read
Mm,
a long time ago. Balaguer said in that book that there is a sixth sense.
six, exactly.
The mothers have developed uh, great development. Others don't see or have seen the things before it happened.
Yep,
I don't know if it's real, but I think that could be real. Could be real.
yep.
I think so.
And there's a movie too that is called Sixth Sense. Dealing with those things, the same thing. They let you know like about the feelings, and you are able to see things before they happen. Even dead people they are able to see. But hey, nothing proven, just things that we think about.
Great, great, great. Mr. Luna, it was happy to see you, sir, to know a little bit about your life, your thoughts, the way that you manage your money, saving 10%, the thing that we have to have in mind before to go to US about just
Yep.
get the language learned.
Okay.
Also, yeah,
Reyes, just in case. Reyes, Fernando.
oh yes, Mr. Reyes, yes, yes, sorry about it, sir. And I hope you have a wonderful night, sir. Let's go to Bill. My
All right.
pleasure to be your interview here.
Well, thank you very much. It was my pleasure too, and a great pleasure being partners in this aspect, and hoping the best, we could say. And thank you very much for the questions. All right, and bye bye
You're
to you.
welcome. Have a great night. Bye.